It's never going to remain the same once a child comes in the picture, but at the same time, that's no excuse, for you to let yourself go. They say life happens, but don't let life take you unawares. Always be ready. And one way you can ensure that you're always ready is having some kind of savings. Studying, reading. You can't be telling your children, oh, you guys should read a book every month, and you're only reading newspapers every weekend. Hi guys, welcome to Life and Living with Lade. On today's episode, I'm going to be talking about being independent. That's stage 3 of the series that I'm doing on the 4 stages in life. So if you haven't seen the first and second, you should go and see them. I'm going to put the link to the introductory video to this series. Stage 3 is basically going off of what I talked about in stage 2, and that's being independent when you start to become responsible for yourself. But the difference between these 2 stages is that this new phase of being independent carries more responsibilities, because in this stage you're learning to become responsible for other dependents, and dependents are people who need care, support, or assistance. Today I'm going to be sharing 3 important things to keep in mind in this next phase or stage in life, and that's being independent with dependence. The first thing I want to talk about is balance, and I talked about balance in the first part of being independent, but this second balance that I'm talking about now is in a new dimension, because right after the children start coming, especially the first one, it's never going to remain the same once a child comes in the picture, but at the same time, that's no excuse for you to let yourself go. One of my mentors, Reverend Funke Adejuma, used to always say to women that the fact that you have 3, 4, 5 children doesn't mean you should let yourself go. A lot of women let themselves go. Please have it in mind. This second stage, balance. So you have sanity, because if you just focus on your children, or your child, and you leave all the other things that make you. It's very important to use wisdom in creating balance, because there's a stage in the life of a child where they see their parents as heroes, and you want to try to be there for them when they need you most, before they start feeling better being around friends or wanting to spend time with friends more than they want to spend with you. So once they're at that stage, you need to study about them, understand the different developmental stages and what they need, where they need you, how they need you. The second thing I would like for you guys to keep in mind with this new phase of life, which is being independent and having other dependents, is don't get carried away by the seemingly overwhelming responsibilities that you're not conscious enough or wise enough to save for retirement or when you get older. They say life happens, but don't let life take you unawares. Always be ready, and one way you can ensure that you're always ready is having some kind of savings. Some people might be thinking, this girl doesn't even understand what we're trying to say. There's not even enough because the children are here, diaper is expensive, baby food is expensive, formula is expensive, and we still have all our responsibility, rent, insurance, car notes, all these things. And you're saying to save? Yes, absolutely, save. It can be overemphasized. If it's $1 you're saving away every month, if it's something, because the thing about saving is that it accumulates. It might be just 50 cents a week. It's something, as long as you're consistent and it's somewhere that you don't have access to, it will add up. Honestly, it will. The third thing I would like for you to keep in mind in this independent stage with dependents is developing relationships, and at the same time maintaining values and standards, family values. So the fact that children have come into the picture means that you have to step up your game. When you were freshly independent as a young adult, you were forming and molding those values. What do I want to do? What's important to me? What's not important to me? Is discipline important? Is integrity important? Are those things important to me? If you tell your children you need to be on time, wake up early as a parent and get them ready so that they know when they grow up that mommy used to be ready on time or daddy used to be ready on time. Don't be the we're always late parents. Those kinds of things. They're little things, but they're important. So don't overlook them, because children are watching you. They're like a sponge. And everything you're doing, they're just absorbing. Let them see and know that if daddy's in the car, you're not in the car, you're being left at home. Let them know that mommy doesn't waste time, or dinner is always ready at 6. some things that you should do that would, just put that imprint, like a stamp, in the hearts and minds of your children at this stage. It might take a lot from you, because now you're just not only doing it because you like it and you desire to be disciplined. It's not we have left the desiring stage. Now it's active discipline, active integrity. You keep your word. If you say something, you do it. Studying, reading. You can't be telling your children, oh, you guys should read a book every month, and you're only reading newspapers every weekend. They have to see you do these things. So become a good role model. That's really important at this stage. So you have to double up. You need more energy, because you're not doing it to impress them. You're doing it because that's the life that you want. And even once you do it for a while, it becomes part of you. So you're living what you preach. Your relationships with people, the kinds of people you have relationships with in the first place, your family, your friends, your co-workers, church members, those kinds of relationships are important. And those are safe ways to make sure that your children are in the right company. It's good to start keeping those things in mind. Have good friends, people that you learn from, people that learn from you, not just a give relationship, a relationship that is valuable to both parties. So nice family friends, because at the end of the day, those people, their children are going to be your children's friends, and you just want to surround your children with the right kind of people, the right kind of mindset. So those are the 3 tips that I have for you guys on today's episode of Faith Friday. I talked about being independent with dependence. It's not something that I can cover in one video, but hopefully as we go along in this journey, we can explore and talk about more things in detail. Next week is the last episode I'll be doing in this series of the 4 stages of life. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Leave in the comment section if you have an advice or something that you experienced and you want to share with everybody else. I'll be really happy to hear from you guys. Until next week, don't forget to be the best version of you. Bye.